I'm Simon Reed. Welcome to Moscow, host of this year's IDSF World Ten Dance Championship. Since the disintegration of the Soviet Union, the capital of the Russian Federation is experiencing changes that are visible on every street corner. It's more and more turning into a vibrant city full of hustle and bustle, where old meets new and anything is possible. Nearly 11 million people live in the capital, and the contrast amongst its population couldn't be greater. No other city in the world is home to as many billionaires as Moscow. Tales of rags to riches have made headlines around the globe, and a new generation of wealthy entrepreneurs walk amongst Muscovites of all backgrounds. Moscow can impress in many ways. There are around 10,000 ballroom dancers in the city, and many of them made their way to the Lushniki Sports Palace, where the IDSF World Ten Dance Championship took place. 37 couples from all four corners of the world took part in the event. 10 dance competitions are not for the faint-hearted, as each round comprises 10 ballroom dances, the 5 standard and the 5 Latin. The key to make the final is to be as balanced as possible in both disciplines and have the fitness of a long-distance runner. The final 6 couples will have danced a total of 44 times. It's a strong field headed by top favourites Russia and Germany. The Russians are one of the top Latin couples in the world. The Germans, though, are not fazed by any of their opponents' strengths.
Hopefully our strength lies in all 10 dances, and not just in the one or the other. We feel we're very balanced. There are some couples who prioritise their dances, and throughout the year they tend to compete mainly in one discipline and only perform the other dances in 10 dance events. We dance in both Latin and standard competitions all year, and the results are pretty similar, and I think that's our strength. And tonight, we're going to try and take advantage of that.
The Italians are favourites to win all of the standard dances, but what about their Latin? Will it be good enough to impress the judges and to carry them through to the final?
It's our first time the World Champion, so...
I think, so you start ready with the mental, because it's very difficult to change from standard to Latin, Latin to standard. It's very difficult.
But for now, we think about the final, and then we hope.
And best result.
Yeah.
Another couple specialising in standard are the Slovenians. Dancing here tonight is not only a challenge, but a great opportunity for them.
Because it's a good chance for participate to this World Championship and European Championship for 10 dance, and also in the future is a good chance when you turn professional for teaching and demonstrating.
It helps develop the body even further than only if you dance only ballroom, and it requires even more skill to dance both than just one discipline. So I think it's quite a good thing.
Yes.
Tonight, all eyes will be on the Russian home favourites Anna Firstova and Alexei Silde. In recent months, they put a lot of work into their standard dancing, but they've not danced in any standard competition since September last year. It's the moment of truth. The dancers are about to find out who've made the final and who've to pack their bags. There's the usual disappointment, but the Japanese find out they're in.
This is third time World Ten Dance for us. First time Australia, and second time Austria, and Russia this time. So this time we make final, very happy.
The final 6, the Japanese are joined by the standard experts from Slovenia and Italy, plus Martin Dvorak and Zuzana Silhanova from the Czech Republic, a couple very strong in both dances, also through Germany and home favourites Russia. And so to the final of the 2006 IDSF World Ten Dance Championship. We kick off with solo dances of the standard section, the Viennese Waltz. First up, Luca Bussoletti and Sasha Vulic from Slovenia. And I'm joined by former world professional 10 dance champion Alison Fulham and 5 times world professional ballroom champion Michael Bala.
Well, here we see Luca and Sasha dancing a very nice Viennese waltz. They're beautifully together. Change of direction from reverses to naturals using a contra check.
So they're settling in now to this final of the 10 dances. Their first final, I believe, so they'll be very happy to make this.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. One always remembers one's first final. Well, one or two slight footwork errors here. Hold a little on the wide side, but otherwise quite a nice Viennese waltz.
So the Slovenians start us off. Next to go, it's the Italians, Valerio, Colantoni, and Sara, Vaira.
So here we have the new Italian couple into the final for the 10 dance.
And they're, of course, much stronger in ballroom, I think, than in the Latin discipline.
Yes, indeed. They're really going from strength to strength in the standard competitions.
Yeah, tall, elegant couple.
Sarah looking a little bit stiff, I think, tonight in this, at starting off.
I would agree with you. The top looks a little too wide, too held up. And also some small footwork errors once again. Executed fleckerel, nicely positioned on the spot.
So the Italians begin their bid to win the IDSF World Ten Dance Championship. Next up, it's the Czechs, Martin Dvorak and Zuzana Silhanova.
So here we are. They were 5th last year, so they're hoping, I think, for an improvement on that tonight. Quite a difficult dance to start with, I would say, for a final.
Yes, it's a bit like being shot out of the blocks, isn't it? Coming in at 60 bars a minute.
They're all coping with that very well.
Nicely placed fleckerel, spotted very well. Arm position's a bit disturbing, the left arm too wide, forearm too flat, which gives a rather ugly angle on the left hand.
So the halfway stage in the Viennese waltz. Next up, it's one of the favourites from Germany, Christoph Kies and Blanca Ribas.
So this couple were 2nd last year, so they're really going to be hoping for the title tonight.
They're of a very even standard, I think, over the 10 dances, aren't they, Alison?
Yes, they are. The good thing about the Viennese, actually, though, it gives a good comparison for the judges.
Yes, because they're dancing exactly the same figures, so it really can be judged on the quality of musical expression, togetherness, smoothness of action. This is pretty good stuff. Nice, smooth action.
Yeah, they are dancing well. Coming out here really challenging.
This looks slightly softer in approach to the previous couples we've seen. I like it. Well, for me, the best Viennese waltz so far.
So a confident start from Christoph and Blanca from Germany. 2 to go. And now now from Japan, Masayuki Ishihara and Megumi Saito.
Well, Masayuki comes from a great dancing family. Father was a great dancer, elder brother, great dancer. So he's got a lot to live up to.
So again, this couple better in the standard, I would think. They have some good results in the standard championships around the world. It's nice to see a Japanese couple in the final.
Yeah, great dancing nation, of course, Alison.
They're not as tall as some of the other couples. Is that a disadvantage?
No, it's really not. Provided they use the correct techniques, dance musically, together, all the other factors that we deem to be good dancing, it makes no difference if they're not as tall as the others. In fact, if one is extremely tall, it can be a difficulty in terms of coordination.
And that's an impressive enough start. One more couple to go in the solo Viennese waltz. Here they are, Alexei Silde and Anna Firstova from Russia.
Well, certainly the crowd's favourite here.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Now, they were third last year, so they're really going to be hoping to win this on their home ground, really. They're much stronger in the Latin section, but let's see, they've been practising hard, they say. Let's hope it all pays off.
Is dancing in front of your home crowd necessarily an advantage? Maybe there's a little bit too much excitement sometimes.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's quite right, Simon. It doesn't necessarily work in your favour, or however, you give me a choice, I'd rather dance in front of a home crowd.
They seem to be handling it very well, though, not over-dancing.
No, these couples are all very proficient, and they'll have the nerves well under control and are likely to dance up to their full potential.
So Alexei Silde and Anna Firstova bring to a close the solo dances. Careful scrutiny from the judges, and more help for them now is the group Viennese waltz.
Yeah, this is essential, of course, to get a direct comparison of the quality of movement and music, one couple against another.
The Italians, Colantoni and Vaira. And here, the Russians again.
As the couples all do the same steps here, it's very good to compare them. I agree with you. I think the Germans are dancing well in the Viennese.
Yeah, good Viennese waltz, isn't it? Russians struggling a bit now, I think.
First of the 10 dances completed, and now the results. Well, the Italians win the Viennese waltz despite a 6th place from the Czechs. Then come the Germans and the Slovenians. And lower down, it's the Japanese in 4th place, the Czechs in 5th, despite a couple of 2nd places, the Russians in 6th place. Now for the waltz.
So contrast of dancing now. Going into the slow waltz.
Yes, it's quite good to see the two waltzes consecutively. One waltz at 60 bars a minute, another one at 30 bars a minute, so hugely different. Here, of course, a free range of choreography is necessary.
German couple again then. Still dancing consistently well.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alison. They're quite impressive.
All using the floor very well, aren't they?
Well, very lucky, I think, to have such a huge space to dance in. This always favours the better ballroom dancer.
The crowd liked it, and the judges' verdict, the Italians again take the dance. The Slovenians second this time, the Germans are third. And we move to fourth place, and it's all changed. It's the Russians who take fourth, and the Japanese move down to sixth place, despite a second place from the Dutch judge.
Tango.
Dance number 3 is the group Tango.
So here's the couple currently in the lead in the standard section.
Now we're moving quickly on to the German pair, dancing also a very good tango. A good overall shot there of the floor, lots of space for the couples to dance in. Russian couple struggling a little bit, I think. Obviously not their better section.
I didn't see an improvement, though, from last year in the standard section, I must say.
No, that's good. Here's Luca and Sasha, normally very good tango dancers, I would say, got a good natural feel for the dance. A ronde action, twist and tap. Back to our German friends, a twist action to link position. Quite a strong interpretation.
And that's the group Tango. No changes for the Italians. They win the dance, Colantoni and Vaira. The Germans, despite 2 first places, are second, and the Slovenians third, very close for second place. Then it's the Czechs, the Russians are 5th, and the Japanese, once again, are 6th.
Foxtrot.
Dance number 4 is the Foxtrot.
Luca's Italian, isn't he, really?
Oh, yes, he's from Italy, yes. And, of course, the Italian nation is very strong in the standard dances.
So you get a lot of girls wanting to dance with Italian boys.
Yeah, that's true. Well, this dance should be full of classic movements, smooth, uninterrupted movement. There we go, that's pretty good.
Lovely. He has a lovely shape.
Right, yeah. Développé and back to point position and moving off into the finish to centre.
Nice choreography the couples are choosing.
Yeah, nothing
very simple,
particularly extreme, is there?
No, very readable. He's just finding his spot there he wants to dance into.
Dance number 4, the Foxtrot. And another convincing win for the Italians. The Germans, 2 first places, but 2nd overall for Kies and Ribas. The Slovenians again in 3rd spot. The Russians take 4th, Japanese 5th, and this time it's the Czechs in last place. One more standard dance to go. It is the quick step. And the Japanese first to go. Masayuki, Ishihara, Megumi, Saito.
Well, he's certainly getting to the spirit of this, isn't he?
Yes, he seems to be enjoying himself.
A bit of gapping there between the 2 bodies.
Yeah, I hate those running kind of actions. It lacks quality and sophistication, I would suggest. That's extremely ugly move.
Definitely over dancing.
Well, I suppose we can applaud the enthusiasm, but
I don't know about that.
Not good quick step. Not good quick step. Actually, as they're getting a little more tired, it's getting better. Oh.
I'm very disappointed with that. Make your first final and do that.
Next to go, the runaway leaders from Italy, Valerio, Colantoni, and Sara de Vaira.
So, clear winners at the moment in this standard.
Well, the essence of this dance is to be perfectly together whilst executing intricate moves, changes of rhythm, changes of step pattern, and making it all look seemingly effortless. This is not a bad effort, actually.
This is much nicer to watch.
Well, I think the test always is, does the dance look compatible for a ballroom situation, dressed as they are in a beautiful evening gown and a tail suit? If not, it's no good. This is elegant dancing. Very good.
The class of the field, Valerio, Colantoni and Sara de Vaira from Italy. Last to go, Luca, Bussoletti and Vulic from Slovenia.
So this should be a good dance for these two. They should hope to do well in this. Feet were nicely together then, timing-wise.
Yes, they're dancing nicely together. Good rhythm. Just that left arm is spoils the overall picture. In fact, makes him look much smaller because it's so wide.
Oh no, here we go. I find the choreography a little bit repetitive.
Yes, it seemed as though the needle had got stuck there once or twice.
Certainly a quick step with a difference. Bussoletti and Vulic from Slovenia. Now it's the group quick step.
Well, and here we see another factor now. We'll see the floor craft factor. We'll be able to see whether the couples can, in fact, miss each other at high speed. Should be able to. Plenty of space on a large floor.
that's the standard section done. I've got to save a lot of energy now for this Latin as well, but still give a lot for this final quick step.
Yeah, therein lies the difficulty, Alison, eh? Changing mood, changing costume, everything to come.
It's always interesting to see at the end if they can keep their bodies together. It's all in this quick step.
Yeah, this is where great technique comes in. If it's held together physically, it just becomes very difficult to see this couple falling apart, really.
The final standard dance, the group quick step. And the final leaderboard of the standard section. Again, the Italians clear winners ahead of the Slovenians. And Germany's Kies and Ribas in third. They're followed by Japan, Russia and the Czech Republic. The Russians probably hoping for more. Let's take a look at how they prepared for this competition. Well, about a year ago, Alexei, Silde and Firstova moved from St. Petersburg to Moscow. And they're now practicing daily at the Crystal Dance Club, based at a primary school in the southwest of Moscow. Anna and Alex are both only 23, but they've been dancing together for 7 years. Although they were still teenagers when they got together, they proved to be equally headstrong, and the beginning of their partnership was a rather rocky affair. In the end, it was down to female intuition to foresee that they could make it as a couple.
From the first steps, we just didn't know each other. We didn't communicate never before. But from the first time when I just came to the practice to try out, I found out that I believe that we could have some good results and we have the future.
For the first year, we got problems because in our previous partnerships, Anna have been leader in her partnership before, and I've been leader also. So when we start dancing together, she wants to be a leader and I want to be a leader. But then she was more clever and give it to me. But now, I mean, we decide everything together, but the last word is mine.
Anna moved from her native Siberia to St. Petersburg to work with Alex, and they've long overcome their initial power struggles. They now support each other in every possible way.
If someone doesn't feel good, another one is okay. So that person helps to the other who doesn't feel good. So that's how it deals.
Anna and Alex are one of the best Latin dance couples in the world. They confirmed this when they reached the final at last month's World Latin Championship in Germany. So what is it that makes them so good?
Each dance is like a story. So, I mean, I think it's easier to dance when you feel something like this dance. That's why sometimes you've been in one mood and you dance in this dancing good. Another day is you are very angry, so the pass works.
Before choosing their main discipline, young ballroom dancers in Russia compete in both Latin and standard until they're 15. So Anna and Alex have a good base, but they're determined to improve their ballroom further.
We've been working with Anastasia and Dimitri, her husband, I think already for 3 or 3.5 years. But we're dancing for their club only for 1 year because it was hard for us to move from St. Petersburg to Moscow. So when we've been living in St. Petersburg, we already start to work with them, especially in the ballroom. So they still our main coaches in ballroom.
A former ballroom champion herself, Anastasia immediately saw their great potential.
I think they improve a lot because, not because of me, because I'm so good, but we try to find the way to improve their ballroom quicker. Really, they are very sportive, and but we try to make their dancing more different. And in every dance, they have their own story. And I hope that they will have this in the competition. But they have a little bit difference in their high, and that is why sometimes they can't do everything that normal ballroom couple can make. That is why we try to make the figures and the variation in the swing dances, that it will be more better for them.
Dancing in a 10-dance competition is a mental and physical tour de force that needs a fair amount of preparation.
You know, we've been preparing for a long time, especially we've been hardly working on ballroom for last 4 months. Then we've doing all these rehearsals, all 5 dances ballroom, all 5 dances Latin. But not, I mean, something special like we've been doing aerobics for the 10 Dance World Championships.
Coming up, we've the Latin dances of the World 10 Dance final, but first let's take a look at where Anna and Alex finished in the standard. Not too many surprises, really. The Italians, as expected, lead after the first 5 dances. The Germans very strong in second place, and a respectable 4th place for the Russians. Slovenia 3rd, still with good chances of making the top 3 overall. Japan 5th, last at the moment the Czechs, Martin Dvorak and Zuzana Silhanova. Let's have a look and see if they can improve their standings with the Latin dances. They're first up, dancing the rumba.
So here we go, settling down now for our first rumba, this Latin final.
Yes, they've got to cast out of their mind all that standard they've been doing and get right away into the mood for rumba.
Zuzana has very strong legs. Sometimes I find her head too far forward in her posture.
Yeah, good legs and feet. Looks powerful in the legs.
The rumba, really want to see the control of balance. Great technique in their feet and legs. It's a very romantic dance. It's got to have passion, it's got to have emotion.
Not enough rumba in that for me, Alison.
I think she overpowered him.
So the Czechs begin the rumba. Now it's the Germans, Christoph, Kies and Blanca Ribas.
So currently 2nd in the standard. So they've got a good chance here of winning this.
Yeah, they're the most even over the 10 dances, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Also very powerful legs from this young lady.
Yes, nice basic opening there, Michael. You can read that one. Sliding doors. More matched, you see, they're both dancing equally as well as each other, which I always like to see.
Yeah, there seems to be some involvement with each other. Instead of sometimes only being involved with the audience and forgetting your partner. I think that's a sin we see often.
I like her steps a little bit smaller. She's overstriding.
I liked them dance as a couple, I thought.
So 2nd place, can they move up? As these Latin dances continue. Next up, with their rumba, Alexei, Silde and Anna Firstova from Russia.
I'm quite a fan of these two and their Latin. I find Anna a beautiful dancer, so feminine. See the awareness that they have of each other.
She's delightful, isn't she? Delightful lady dancer.
She's got her own interpretation of everything. It's delightful. Excellent rumba.
Real class from Alexei, Silde and Anna Firstova. Now it's a chance to compare theirs with the others. This is the group rumba.
So as we can see here with Alex and Anna, although the other couples are on the floor, their concentration to each other has remained the same.
Ronde in spin, slightly out of balance. Back to the Russian couple. Well, she's delightfully fluid, rhythmical, making it look easy. In any dance form, I think if you can make the difficult look easy, you're ahead of the game.
Exactly.
And this looks a little stiff and harsh by comparison.
First of the 5 Latin dances, the rumba, and very interesting scoring. The Russians very, very comfortably in front. The Germans second, and the Czechs third. And the Italians, who dominated the standard, in 6th place in the first of the Latin dances.
Samba.
Next up, dance number 2, the samba.
So we have a mixed bag here. The couples all changing places now in each dance.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, isn't it? We've got huge difference between ballroom and Latin levels.
Lovely choreography these two always have.
Yeah, it's all readable, isn't it? They're dancing together. Very nice dancing.
So we're looking for body rhythms here. Samba, sort of a real happy carnival feel. You want everyone to want to dance with you.
Well, I would like to dance with most of those ladies.
Calm down.
And Simon's nodding approval.
Absolutely.
The men aren't bad either, actually.
I hadn't noticed. I must say, the choice of music in both the standard and Latin sections so far has been very good. Don't you think so?
Yeah, that's so helpful.
Nothing inappropriate. Good, solid rhythms, very good.
Really helps the couples with their feeling of dance, their performance.
The samba. And let's see if the pattern that we saw with the marks in the rumba continue here. Yes, they do. It's the Russians in 1st place. The Germans, very consistent, 2nd. The Czechs moved to 3rd. And again, the Italians dropped to last place behind the Japanese in 4th and the Slovenians in 5th.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yes, from the samba, it's the group cha-cha-cha.
Well, let's hope we see some more of the other couples, actually, this time. I've seen lots of the German and the Russian. I'd like to see a little bit of...
It's a bit difficult to comment on the others.
Yeah.
I've not seen too much.
Here we go. So the Italians that were doing so well in the standard, not their strongest section, but doing good choreography for their level, showing what they're good at. Same here with the Japanese couple.
Yeah, much stronger in the ball.
We're looking for good togetherness here if they're doing side-by-side work. Cha-cha, cheeky, playful dance here. Lots of flirting going on.
This looks a little manufactured up here. Very consistent performance from the Germans, form and Latin.
They look pretty happy with what they've achieved. Let's see if the judges are happy with it once again. Same story. The Germans consistent in second place, but it's the Russians who win the dance and the Czechs once more who are third. The Italians are dropping right down now. Another sixth place for them. The Slovenians fifth and the Japanese in fourth. The Paso Doble is next.
So this is the only dance where they'll know the music they're getting. Choreography will be phrased to this piece of music. I think the couples that do standard usually are better in the Paso Doble because they've got awareness of shaping.
Yes, that's right. I think
movement.
They often adapt to Paso Doble rather better, don't they? Japanese couple look a bit more at home in this dance, don't they?
Don't they?
The Russians do look rather easy winners in this Latin section, Alison, don't you think?
Very easy winners, yes. In a class of their own. I'm quite surprised to see some of those marks so low, actually.
But we have to remember, it's a 10-dance competition, so overall level may prevail.
Say the German pair have done such a consistently good performance in both styles.
Yeah, this interesting contrast between them and the Russians, isn't it? Who are very good in one section and not so good in the other, and you've got the overall consistency of the Germans. So, which will prevail? That's the point.
That's what makes a good 10 dancer, I believe. Good shapings here from the ballroom couples.
The ninth of the 10 dances, the Paso Doble. And the Russians continue their domination of the Latin section. The Germans 2 first places, but second overall. The Japanese third, then the Czechs fourth, the Slovenians fifth, and the Italians again in 6th place, dropping out of contention maybe.
Alexei, Silde,
last to go. And the solo jive begun by Alexei, Silde and Anna Firstova from Russia.
This is super dancing. This is better from Alex, because I thought in the World Latin final he's tempted to overdance a little bit in the jive, but this is really relaxed, really good.
Let me find my baby somewhere, break diamond, break diamond, break diamond.
The lady's extraordinary, isn't she? Right on her feet. Oops.
Nice choreography. I think it's interesting, playful, technical. Oh, it's good.
And a fabulous start from Alexei Silde and Anna Firstova from Russia. Next up, it is the Germans, Christoph Kies and Blanca Ribas.
Well, looking at them, you certainly wouldn't know it was the last of, how many was it? 44 dances?
I know.
It's fitting.
Truly amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, those legs are still powerful, still working well. No heavy-legged look about it. Very good.
Good togetherness here on this side-by-side work.
I must say, they've impressed me throughout the whole competition.
Especially when you're trying to win, to not overdance, hold it together so well. Very good. The left shoulder's excellent.
Razor sharp from the Germans, Christoph Kies and Blanca Ribas. And they've got just one more dance to keep it going. Here is the group jive.
So that's the final chance here to impress the judges. In with 10 dances, you're also allowed in everybody else's performance. Because where they finish and where you finish...
Yeah, it's a bit of a mathematical nightmare, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But in this case, will it be the excellence of one section managing to overcome the overall standard of the German couple through the 10 dances? We shall see.
It was a great final anyway, both sections. Congratulations to them all.
Wow, what an evening. So the physical part's over, now the wait for the judges' verdict. And that is Christoph Kies' mother giving her congratulations. And the verdict on the jive, it's the Russians first, the Germans again in second place, and the Czechs are third. Another sixth place for the Italians. That may be crucial. The Japanese move to fourth, the Slovenians fifth.
Бронзовые медали чемпионата мира.
Now the presentation.
Ведут собой в Италию. Valerio, Colantoni и Sara Vaira.
It's third place for the Italians. They won the standard, but only third place overall in the 10 dance. But who've won? Have the Russians done enough with their clean sweep of victories in the Latin, or is it the Germans? It's the Russians in second place. Alexei Silde and Anna Firstova pay the price for not doing well enough in the standard, and the Germans have won. And you can see how thrilled they are. And Mum looks pretty happy too.
Christoph Kies, Blanca Ribas, Germania.
Consistency right the way through has helped them win the title. The World 10 Dance champions, Christoph Kies and Blanca Ribas. Absolutely thrilled, and so they should be. The Russians, though, will be very, very disappointed. And there's confirmation. The Germans win the World 10 Dance Championship, the Russians second, and the Italians are third.
We didn't expect to win here in Russia. The Russians are very strong. We fought for this title, but we are really surprised and very happy.
We've worked hard for this, and we've always dreamed of winning, and to win here today, even better.
And that's it. We leave you with our well-deserved winners from Germany to take to the dance floor one last time. From Alison Fulham, Michael Barr, and myself, Simon Reed, it's goodbye from Moscow.
I can take it on the train with a shit-shot grin. I'm a sinner VIP. You know I like extremes. I likes what I think. You know.